Hello, I'm Claudia Kay and welcome back to my channel. So I know you guys are all like, where have you been? So I haven't been anywhere except trying to source. One day I garage sales the whole day and came home with one item. Went to Goodwill, walked out with one item. Went to two other Goodwills, walked out with 0 items for resale. So it has been tough. Hit my favorite antique store with my favorite booth where the guy has items that I can buy and then resell and still make a little money off of. Only walked out with 2 items, which I think is the least I've ever walked out of his booth with. And I get it. I get it. Because groceries have doubled in price and in some places have tripled in the last 5 years. Like the moisturizer that I buy was $6.99 in 2019 and it is $12.49 in 2024, and it is the same size moisturizer. It's not changed. So everybody is upping their prices. The other thing that I'm running into at garage sales, and I think probably a lot of other people are too, is that either people have been on eBay but didn't toggle over to sold comps, and so they are asking way more than the items are actually selling for. And there are a lot of people buying pallets and then selling items at their garage sales that they got off of a pallet. And I'm sorry, but I do not trust shampoo at your garage sale. I'm gonna buy it at the store. Especially when some of the items that they're selling, that they got off these pallets, they're selling for $1 and you can get them for $1 if you go to the Dollar Tree or Dollar General. So I don't like that. I don't like running into where they've just got pallets. And actually the flea market on Saturday, there was somebody who had bought pallets and that was all the stuff that they had. So that's really disappointing too. And I am not trying to come for anybody, because we are all out here just trying to make a living. Because it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. So one of the great things that I was able to find was a bathing suit that fits me. You know, my parents bought that new house and the house came with an above ground pool, but bigger pool than any of us have ever had before. And they did not think that they were going to use the pool. They actually were talking about having it torn down and out of there. And then they decided to give it one summer and just see. And so they set the pool up, and then my mom kept saying, "Are you coming over?" Because she knows that it helps my fibromyalgia pain if I can get in the water. And I didn't have a bathing suit. I might have a bathing suit somewhere in a tote in the storage unit, but since the storage unit is packed top to bottom, you can't get in there and easily get anything out. And so I had been on the lookout and had not found one anywhere. And one of the Goodwills I went into that I didn't find anything for resale at had some bathing suits, very limited selection. I went through and I found one in a size I thought would fit me, one. And it was like $4.84 plus tax. And it's perfect. It's fantastic. So I went over on, which days was I over there? I was over there 2 days last week, Friday and Saturday, I think. I didn't go over yesterday because it rained, but Friday and Saturday, and I'm very pale, so I'm limiting my exposure. So I was only in there an hour each time, but I floated for a bit, which is amazing just to get the weight off of my bone structure. And then I walked around and made sure that I did some movement exercises and some stretching in there. And it helps so immensely for a couple of hours. Like, it's not long lasting pain relief, but for a couple hours afterwards, I get some nice relief. So it's been wonderful. Now this week we're dropping back down in the 70s again. So I don't know, I finally found a bathing suit. Now it's gonna be colder. But that was my best thrift find of the last month. It was a bathing suit that I could actually wear. And that's why I don't have any makeup on today or anything in my hair, because I am going over this afternoon and I'm going to spend another hour in the pool. So very happy about that. It has been wonderful to get a few hours of less pain. That's always wonderful. I wish doctors, I get that they don't want to get people addicted to pain pills, but they have no idea what day in and day out, year after year of nonstop pain does to a person. And just to give us a relief every now and then, I wish it was something doctors would do, but they do not. So I'm going to enjoy the pool until September, when they will have to close it up. And I'm going to be over there as often as possible. Mom and Dad moved out of this neighborhood, but they only, I haven't actually timed it to give, but it's like less than 8 minutes to get over to their house. So definitely enjoying that. Now on to what I've thrifted, because you guys, I'm very excited, very excited. So I think I'll show you all the small things first. This is the one thing I thrifted that day I went garage sailing and found nothing. And it is a little Lefton egg paperweight with the controlled bubbles. And it's got its original sticker. So it's clear with the red inside. So picked that up, and that was my whole day of garage sailing and only finding one thing. And then this little guy. Could he be any cuter? And if you look very closely, it says Occupy Japan there on the bottom, which is always nice because then we can date it to between 1945 to 1952. But little dog. And then at the antique store, I found, now he does not glow, but a Fenton frog. And he's marked Fenton right here, right there? No, right here. Right here. And he's got a 1 underneath him. So this would have been one of the last things they were making. I know I've heard Becky explain when they went out of business and when things were still being made and when things were being marked and sold, but he is marked with a 1. So I don't know if that was the time period when they sold the Fenton molds and somebody else was still making them, or if they were still being made at Fenton. I don't know, because I thought they closed in 2007, but Fenton frog. And I got this little bud vase, but once I got him home and out of the very, very dark antique store, I realized that he's missing like little pieces of, is it Moriage or Moriagi? But he's missing little pieces in different spots. So that was disappointing, but I love the dragon on there. And then I picked up at the flea market this one. And this one has less missing, but does have a couple of spots where it's missing, like right there. And this one says hand painted, made in Japan. So 2 little bud vases. I love dragons, you guys. And then this sweet little amber glass basket. I know with all the stores already releasing Halloween, some people are in a fall mood, and since it was so pretty, I picked that one up. It's the daisy and button pattern. And I picked this up. Look at this. Cut to clear powder box. Now it does have some little bits of chipping in here, and then it has one bigger chip right there and then a smaller chip here. But this cut to clear powder box just recently sold with no chips for $60 on eBay. So you guys will be getting a good price because it's got some shipping on it. And as always, if you are interested in something and want to get a price before Wednesday, you can email me. Email is always in the description box below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed to me. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything. Okay, last piece. I have to move the jewelry that's sitting in it. You guys know I cannot resist a beautiful piece of early American pattern glass. Pretty sure, I haven't looked at my book to see if I can figure out which pattern it was, but this little relish dish, so stinking pretty. And it's got a little chip right here, so for it being over 100 years old, most likely, it's in really good condition. But the patterns get me every time on this older glass. So I did pick that up. And you guys, I collect these. I have a small collection. So if they were not in a storage unit, I might have just picked it up for myself, but I can't do that. I can't, I don't have room here. So my loss is your gain. This is a set of 5 Russian nesting dolls. I'm not gonna be able to get all 5 in one. So here's the first 4, and then, oh, here's the baby. Here's the littlest one. And these are unmarked. Sometimes they will have a stamp that says they're made in Russia right on the bottom. These are unmarked. I don't have an idea on their age, but because of that sparkly paint right there, kind of makes me think they're not super vintage. But Russian nesting dolls are always an amazing pickup. So loved that I found them, and they were all there. That's another thing. Sometimes you find them and it's like missing 1 or 2 of them. Okay, next up, I got some smalls. So this little pin dish is Royal Adderley. And then I got a little Limoges toothpick holder. Sweet little Limoges. And I picked up, yeah, this one's a Goebel, 1962, with no chips. I need to sell this one quickly so it does not fall over and get chipped here. I love the Goebel birds. So little Goebel bird. And then I could not identify this one. I might put a picture up on Instagram if I think of it, but it is a little hedgehog flower frog, and it has a very distinctive mark on the inside, but I could not figure it out. So if anybody knows, feel free to drop it down below and tell me who made that. But how stinking cute is that? Little hedgehog. Okay, I think that was all of the really smalls. This one is a disappointment. And you know, things happen, especially I found when working, or when the people working in antique stores and the people running flea markets, a lot of times are older. And so things slip as they're wrapping them and packaging them. And that just happens sometimes. The last time it happened was at the antique store, and it was Fenton basket, and the handle was broken. And a lot of times when I'm making a pile, they wrap the stuff before I get back up there to pay. And then I get home and I find out it's broken. So I was so amazed to find this mug. And it is a Harker 1840, you can read it right there, USA. It did not have a chip when I set it in my hold pile up front, and oh, it's so upsetting. So I will offer it up as a pencil cup since it's got the chip, but this handle and the glaze, and this is a nice size, but that chip was disappointing. Disappointed about that. Things happen. Sometimes it happens. I did get another powder box. This is Avon, and I suspected it was Avon when I picked it up, but it wasn't, you know, didn't have the imprinted Avon on the bottom. That's because it's older. So from what I'm seeing, it looks like 1950s. Nice and clean on the inside. And the lid is metal here and then plastic on top. And this powder box is a nice size powder box. So the red is a fired on red, but I thought that was pretty cool. Picked up one more piece of clear glass, and look at the detail on this. So it's a nice like fruit basket compote type. It's got this beautiful column and then the detail under here. So here's what I found out when I did the research on this, because I suspected it was early American pattern glass. And then I got home and started doing my research, and it looks like that originally, let me find it here, this was made by Higby in the very early 1900s, but then the pattern, as we learned in Glass with Class, the patterns to these were often sold, and so the pattern might have been sold to L.G. Wright, who may have produced it again in the 1970s. So I cannot be certain of the age on this one, but it got me with the detail here. And this is a thistle pattern. It's a nice size. It would hold your apples very well, but I couldn't resist. So I did that. And then my find of the week, my first ever Catherine Holm. Can you believe it? And I do believe that this color is the olive, because I looked it up online and they had a, you know, a little listing of the colors, because they did several different greens, and I held it up to the lid, and it matches most closely to the olive green. They did an avocado green, and then I guess there was a lime green with yellow maybe. And this one is the 9-inch, which I think is most likely the 3-quart. So I don't know if there are any Catherine Holm fans, but this is my first piece ever. And I think it's so funny that the designer didn't even like this pattern. This is the Lotus pattern. She didn't even like this pattern. I think it was a she. So the inside, the bottom is in good shape. The inside does have some staining. There's no rust. I guess sometimes these rust around here, but there doesn't appear to be any rust. Here is the lid. And it doesn't look like there's damage to the enamel, because I was looking at the condition on some of them currently for sale. So First piece of Catherine Holm. I was excited. And then, last but not least by any means, oh, and I do not have my black light right now, but I got a lot of jewelry, and this one right here, this stone is uranium, just this one right here. But these stones, look, so there's a lot of movement in it. It's gorgeous. Now the pin back does move a little bit. So I just want you to be aware of that. And then the other one that glows, this one's much smaller, but every green stone in there, this is a little string of fake pearls, but every green stone in here glows. Every little tiny green stone is uranium in this one. So excited about that. And it was just a bag of them for one price. And this was the only one in there that was broken. So this is the only one that will not be up for sale. I will add that to my, but look, oh my goodness. The AB stones in that. I will add this to my craft jewelry. Look at the pink AB stones on this one. Love that one. And then this one's blue, yellow, and pink. Isn't that pretty? And this one, none of them are marked. This one's got a Y back. So glowy. And then the very last one, also with a small Y back, has pearls and then rhinestones on like little leaf shapes in between. So it looks like a little laurel wreath. And each of these pearls, I say pearls, not real pearl, just pearls, is drilled between, and then they're all threaded on a wire that goes all the way around. So there is a bit of movement in the pearls. They move on that wire. So was thrilled about those. And then the last thing included in that jewelry lot, and I swear I had the brooch that matched these and sold it. You guys will have to let me know if I had the brooch that matched these. But clip earrings. So that was everything. If you stayed all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I did pick up 2 pieces for myself. I'll be showing these again on Wednesday morning, but picked up little Fire King. This should be my second one. These, of course, are in the storage unit. But what's hilarious is this one, I have a story I'm going to share about this on Wednesday morning. So funny. But that's it. That was my haul, and I will be live Wednesday. I didn't go live last week because I literally had not sourced enough new to even go live. I had like 4 items I'd been able to source. So thrilled that I found this stuff, but again, I'm only finding like 1 or 2, maybe 3 pieces a day, which is disappointing to say the least. But I will be live on Wednesday morning with all of this available for sale. And remember, be kind. It doesn't cost you anything. It may mean everything to someone else. Bye, guys.